learn from everybody. I'm curious, you're meeting all these people and everything else. Who were some early big influences on you? And even like people you met or other things that turns kaNO into kaNO?
Different ones, right? One of the earliest influences, I have to say, not in a weird way, but like, so I have a friend named Kimson, right? He's a professional animator. He works here in Burbank now. But I met this guy when I was like 14, and me and my friends were cutting school, and we went to his place in Brooklyn, and he made beats. Like all my friends were like rappers. And I just remember he was a senior at NYU, and he was working on the Beavis and Butthead show. So to me, already, this was the most successful person I've ever met. First time I met him, I remember just being like, wow, I was looking at the Beavis and Butthead drawings, and I was like, wow, this is a person who kind of, I don't really know him, but it stayed ingrained in my head. In my circle of friends, I'm connected to somebody who's actually doing it. So that must mean I can do it. I took that, and that stayed in my head. Eventually, when I ended up working at MTV, I linked up with him. We caught up and all that. But he's one of my early influences. And then I think a lot of the influences I got from different people I work with. I'm always like paying attention to people and like asking questions. Well, that goes for people's work ethic. Like I remember I had a friend at MTV named Warren O'Neill. He's a Canadian dude. And he had like the cleanest lines, and he was like one of the best character designers. He was such a good animator. But I watched how he worked, and he worked in a passive manner, like kind of really thinking about what he was drawing. I wasn't trained to do that. I was trained coming out of SVA is how much drawing can you do in the shortest amount of time. Model drawing, gesture drawings, like you're an animator, you get paid by how fast you can animate. So a lot of times I would rush through things when I didn't need to. But when I used to look at his drawings and look how he approached it, I automatically, in my own work, it made me slow down and spend time with my lines and kind of like really finesse things and not be in this manic state of mind of like flipping paper and drawing. That kind of put me in a different mindset that I wasn't trained in. It helped my work get better because I was just focusing on quality over quantity. So he was one. And then I had another friend named Dino Alberto. He was also an animator. And this is when we were like in our early 20s. So I would go to work, finish my job in animation, like 6:30, like on a Thursday. And then I was off to the races. I was partying. We were clubbing out all night. Thursday, show up to work on Friday, go out all night, come back home on Sunday. I remember dropping by his place one time on a Friday, like at 2 a.m. And it was me and my wife at the time. We were just going out. So I just popped up, knocked on my friend's door, 2 o'clock, he let us up. We come up and all of our friends are partying. Even we're partying. We just happen to be going from one club to the next, and he lived in between, right? So I go there, and he's just in his apartment painting at 2 o'clock in the morning. Music on. It's not for a show. It's not for a deadline. It's just for him, right? And that, at an early age, that reminded me that this art thing is a thing that you are, right? You're an artist. You always create, not just when you're on the clock, when you leave, but you should always be making something. And it just looks so dope. Like I remember visually, I could like paint it. It was just like cool New York loft, and he's just working on his paintings. So after that, I was like, man, I didn't want to party so hard. I kind of just wanted to have time to make my stuff. But there was a shift there, and he was like a big influence for that. Yeah.
Thank you for joining Rick and myself on another episode of Origins, A Creative Journey, a DesignerCon production. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, download and listen to us every place you get your favorite podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Origins, A Creative Journey, all one word. Drop us an email for thoughts, ideas, or maybe somebody you'd like us to interview at dconpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you join us in Las Vegas for DesignerCon, North America's premier annual design convention. All the information can be found, including tickets, at designercon.com. Till then, enjoy your own creative journey.